We will implode more patriotic news. Thank you. Justin Bill and Hillary Clinton caught in huge $5 billion North Korea scandal. Tensions between North Korea and the United States rise every day. North Korea is planning to attack Guam, which is U.S. territory in the western Pacific Ocean. The North Korean leader Kim Jong-un promised to launch a missile that will hit Guam. As a response to the threat, the U.S. President Donald Trump said that North Korea will meet fire and fury if the country continues to threaten the USA. Although the whole world has their eyes on North Korea right now, only a few people know that Kim Jong-un owns missiles thanks to the Clinton family. The New York Post reported, as President Clinton prepared to confront North Korea in 1994, ex-president and self-appointed peacemaker Carter went to Pyongyang to negotiate a sellout deal, give the North Koreans 2 new nuclear reactors and $5 billion in aid if they promise to quit seeking nuclear weapons. Carter even won a Nobel Peace Prize for this deal. How ironic. The former president even celebrated his achievement. However, thanks to him, North Korea has missiles ready to attack our country. It is just a matter of time when the first missile will be launched. What was he thinking? The North Korean leader is similar with the German dictator Adolf Hitler. Kim Jong-un is also a dictator who rules his country by paranoia. If the Chamberlain's appeasement policy didn't stop Hitler from wanting for more power, why would something similar work for Kim Jong-un? However, Clinton's and Carter thought that an appeasement can change things now. The New York Post reported, in 2002, the North Koreans revealed that they had been violating the accord from day one. 4 years later, Pyongyang detonated its first nuclear missile. After it was discovered that North Korea violated the accord, something should have been done in order to stop them, but the Clintons and the Obama administration decided not to do anything. Thanks to their poor efforts, North Korea can launch a missile attack against our country. They put the population of Guam at potential risk. Everyone should know that if they launch a missile, it won't be Trump's fault, but Obama, Clinton, and Carter are to blame. Trump is doing everything he can in order to protect our country. NBA star making $15 million a year arrested for dealing pot in housing project. Veteran NBA star Zach Randolph was arrested on a marijuana charge at a Los Angeles project on Wednesday after few police cars were vandalized. There is a possibility that he will be charged with a felony over 2 pounds of marijuana in his possession. That is a large amount of marijuana found. The NBA star was taken into custody immediately. The police suspect that he intended to sell the marijuana in Los Angeles housing project. The marijuana was found in a large backpack. However, his agent and attorney Raymond Brothers defended him by saying that the charges are false and misleading. He is looking for options in order to solve this problem. TMZ reported that once Randolph, and another suspect, were detained, the crowd quickly turned chaotic. According to the police, a patrol officer saw that the crowd was drinking and smoking marijuana at the Nickerson Gardens project in Los Angeles. They were also partying and blocked the streets. Officers called for backup when the crowd grew and people began throwing bottles and rocks, according to Daily Mail. Although police vehicles ended up with busted windows and slashed tires, no officers were hurt during the chaos. The officers formed a battle line in order to restore order. In the end, the police recovered 2 guns, drugs, a significant amount of cash and 2 vehicles were impounded. It's unknown whether any of these things belong to Randolph. Officers also arrested Stanley Walton, 43, who is an ex-convict on suspicion of possessing a gun. It remains unknown whether Walton has a lawyer or not. The former basketball player was released on Thursday as bail was set at $20,000. His next court date is scheduled on August 31, according to Daily Mail. Before Randolph signed a 2-year contract with the Sacramento Kings in July, he spent years with the Memphis Grizzlies. He has also played for Los Angeles Clippers and New York Knicks. His latest signed contract is actually a $24 million deal. Neither Randolph nor representatives for the Sacramento Kings commented about the incident. This is a developing story. Stay with us for further updates. Tim Tebow leaves on Dick's Circle to greet Autistic fan, God rewards his kindness. One lucky fan gave Tim Tebow the magic touch in order to help him hit a home run. The boy who has high-functioning autism had one of the greatest days in his life. Tebow never met the 10-year-old boy, whose name is Seth Bosch. They met when Tebow was playing minor league baseball for the St. Lucie Mets at Charlotte Sports Park. This game turned into something special, and Seth's mother, Ilana, captured everything on video. The 29-year-old player was taking practice swings in the on-deck circle, waiting to hit in the top of the 7th inning, as Tampa Bay Times reports. The 10-year-old boy was at the game with his parents and his sisters, and all he wanted was to meet Tebow. Not only Seth suffers from autism but also suffers from neurofibromatosis, which is a genetic disorder that causes tumors to form on nerve tissue. The young boy has a tumor behind his right eye. As a result, he can't play any sports. There was an ongoing conference on the pitching mound. When it was paused, Seth managed to stand up from his seat and go down to the backstop netting near the Mets on-deck circle. He started waving to Tebow to come over. Tebow noticed the young boy and came over. Despite the fact that a netting was between them, they shook hands. Afterward, Tebow went back to the plate and something amazing happened. He hit a 3-run homer. When Seth came back to his seat, he was crying, Ilana Bosch said. And then Tim hit the homer. I started crying, too. How does that happen? I think God brought Seth and Tim together. After the game, Tebow and Seth met again and Seth's mother took pictures of them together. Trump gives McConnell 2-word order every lazy politician dreads and even liberals are cheering. President Trump is back on Twitter with another very important message. He, on Thursday, directly told Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, RK, to get back to work, fast. He was referring on advancing the GOP agenda. For McConnell, Trump this week indeed expressed more frustration than ever before, reports The Hill. If you don't remember, McConnell expressed his opinion about Trump's excessive expectations for his agenda. On Wednesday, Trump also spoke his mind about it. He simply asked on his Twitter account, Senator Mitch McConnell said I had excessive expectations, but I don't think so. After 7 years of hearing repeal and replace, why not done? The goal is to end Obamacare and they need to understand this as soon as possible. Trump is frustrated because they are still not able to pass a new healthcare plan. Can you believe that Mitch McConnell, who has screamed repeal and replace for 7 years, couldn't get it done? Trump tells, must repeal and replace Obamacare. Regarding this issue, Trump's spokeswoman confirmed that currently is an ongoing frustration with the Senate leader. You can see the president's tweets. Obviously, there's some frustration. I don't have anything more to add, Huckabee Sanders told the reporters. Currently, the president is working and tweeting from his golf club in Bedminster. We will be working from over there for about 17 days due to White House renovations. The health care bill, on the other hand, is a serious issue that needs to be solved, and these men in the Senate better start paying attention. GOP Congressman reveals disgraceful thing John McCain did right before he voted no on repeal. Apparently, John McCain's behavior just before voting on the Obamacare was not appropriate. The behavior that he presented moments before voting was bad and everyone needs to know about. Senator Ron Johnson of Wisconsin witnessed and told. Ron Johnson is not quite a Trump supporter, but he shares zero sympathies for John McCain, especially after the move he made. According to him, as Mad World News reports, McCain's bizarre behavior led to multiple opinion switches regarding the vote. On Chicago's Morning Answer, he said, "We did get a call from Paul Ryan, and he assured us that skinny repeal was not going to pass the House. It would have to go to conference. Again, I'm not gonna speak for John McCain, he has a brain tumor right now. That vote occurred at 1:30 in the morning, some of that might have factored in." Of course, the radio host immediately asked him about explanation. Johnson explained that McCain had told Ryan he was voting yes, only to come in and vote no. He added, "Again, I don't know exactly what We really thought, and again I don't want to speak for any senator, Johnson responded. I really thought John McCain was going to vote yes to send that to a conference at 10:30 at night. By about 1:30, he voted no. So you have to talk to John in terms of what was on his mind. Johnson, after giving this interview, was insulted by the liberals and the mainstream media. He was talking the truth, and of course, they are against the truth. CNN's Ana Navarro, for example, instantly addressed that Johnson is not fit to say anything about McCain. I'm disappointed I didn't more eloquently express my sympathy for what Sen. McCain is going through. I have nothing but respect for him, and the vote came at the end of a long day for everyone, he fired back. McCain, on the other hand, refused to give a comment regarding this issue. Instead, he once again went against Trump and commented on the current situation with North Korea. He said, "That kind of rhetoric, on North Korea, I'm not sure it helps. The great leaders I've seen don't threaten unless they're ready to act, and I'm not sure that President Trump is ready to act." Breaking: CNN fires Trump surrogate Jeffrey Lord for defending Hannity. Political commentator Jeffrey Lord, who worked at CNN, was fired by the network after his latest tweet. He tweeted Sieg Heil, which was a victory salute used by the Nazis at political rallies. Nazi salutes are indefensible, a CNN spokesperson said in a statement. Jeffrey Lord is no longer with the network, Huffington Post reports. The tweet was directed at the president of the liberal group Media Matters for America, Angelo Carusone. Lord wrote an op-ed calling Media Matters a fascist group for launching a campaign to get advertisers to pull their support for Fox News' Sean Hannity, Huffington Post reports. Lord found out that he was fired from the network when he was in a CNN town car on way from Harrisburg, PA to NYC, and the car immediately turned around. After he was fired, he spoke with CNN's Brian Stelter on Thursday. "I love CNN," Lord said. "I feel like they are caving to bullies here," Huffington Post reports. Lord tweeted LOL. After CNN fired him, Yosh Raleigh took it to Twitter to announce that MSNBC, NBC, and Fox News confirmed they will not hire Lord. CNN hired Lord as a political commentator in 2015. He was known for his provocative support of President Donald Trump, and he once said that Trump is the Martin Luther King of healthcare. Afterward, he said that he made a comparison between Trump and King deliberately and with reason, because both of them threatened to use the crisis in order to pass legislation. CNN host Anderson Cooper infamously criticized Lord in May when he argued Lord would defend Trump if he took a dump on his desk. Cooper later apologized for the comment, Huffington Post reports. "It's too bad that Jeffrey Lord was fired because of one silly tweet. However, that is CNN's loss, because he proved on many occasions that he's good at his job." McCain's deathbed secret just revealed about what he did to soldiers he was in captivity with. Senator John McCain remains the biggest betrayer in Washington, D.C. ever since Donald Trump became President of the United States. McCain did everything he can in order to undermine his power, which is a federal crime. McCain wants sympathy from the Americans who still believe that he is a war hero, but now it's time to reveal the truth about his time in the military. Although his military records about the catastrophes and scandals in the Navy are sealed, it was recently reported that McCain is responsible for the death of 134 sailors. He decided to show off by doing a wet start of his plane, which resulted in hitting two planes that had 1,000-pound highly explosive bombs. However, McCain was never blamed because his father was a four-star admiral and the whole incident was buried. 3 months after the deadliest loss of life the Navy has ever seen, McCain was sent on a bombing mission over Hanoi in 1967. He was captured by the North Vietnamese, and he was a prisoner until 1973. After he was released, McCain used his story and became a Vietnam War hero, and afterward he was elected as senator. He is anything but a hero. Because of him, 134 people lost their lives. He also helped the government to hide information about other American prisoners in Vietnam who still haven't returned home. Although McCain has a sworn testimony by two defense secretaries of the men left behind in Vietnam, he continues to lie to the public that there were no other survivors. This is so bad for the families who still don't know what actually happened to their loved ones. As Freedom Daily reports, using his position as a senator, McCain would be behind the scenes quietly pushing and sponsoring federal laws that would keep the most damning information about our pals buried through classified documents. According to the government documents, numerous prisoners in Vietnam didn't return under President Nixon, who signed the peace treaty in January of 1973. Only 591 were released, including McCain. President Nixon promised the Vietnamese that the United States will help with a post-war reconstruction without any political conditions. However, the Congress didn't approve, and as a result, Vietnam was furious at the American government and didn't release more prisoners. Although this was supposed to be a secret, the CIA admitted that the missing men were killed by the Vietnamese because they were no longer useful to them. As Freedom Daily reports, after the Pentagon's PAL-MIA office was publicly shamed by internal whistleblowers that there were in fact still men in Vietnam being held as PALs, the pressure from the families and Vietnam veterans finally forced the government in 1991 to create the Senate Select Committee on PAL-MIA Affairs, to investigate these allegations. McCain was made the chairman of the board, so he gained power and he decided to put the story on the shelf. Not only he betrayed President Donald Trump in the repeal of the Obamacare, but he also betrayed his brothers in arms in Vietnam. After the Congress proposed the Truth Bill regarding the missing soldiers, McCain voted against it. Although the bill became law in 1991, the families still couldn't find out the truth about their loved ones. McCain worked together with Kerry in order to bury the latest piece of evidence about the missing soldiers. McCain screwed over the PALs in ways such as authoring a crippling amendment to the Missing Service Personnel Act, that stripped away the obligations that commanders were previously held to of speedily searching for missing men and reporting these incidents to the Pentagon, the American Conservative reported. The thought that McCain made Pinkerton chiefs to lie under oath about the men left behind disgusts me. He even buried all the evidence, including documents and satellite photos. People should know the truth. He is no hero, he is responsible for 134 deaths. He is also the biggest traitor and an enemy of the American people. Next page.